Hi guys, it's Amy. I'm back for another video. What books am I gonna read? In this video, I'm going to be reading really hyped books on TikTok, and I have 2 romances and 2 potential fantasies that I'm going to be reading this week. For the romances, I'm going to be reading In a Jam by Kate Canterbury, and I started this one yesterday. Yesterday night, and I tried reading it a couple months ago, but I DNF'd it because I just wasn't in the mood for it, and I think I read something else. But I started out reading romances. Romance is a really easy genre to like get into and digest because there's no like world building, and it's just like you're thrown into this situation and here's what's gonna happen. Since I'm reading In a Jam right now, I'm starting that off with this video because I remember it really being hyped up on TikTok, and everyone's like, oh my god, small town romance, single dad, and I kind of love a single dad trope. I just love it. I don't know, like I don't know, maybe it's like my fanfic reading days, but I love a single like parent trope. The books I'm going to be reading that were really hyped up on TikTok are In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. The second romance is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I have to give you my thoughts because I tried reading it a couple months ago, DNF'd it, didn't really like it, so I'm trying to get into it again. The next book on TikTok that I know has been really hyped up, I don't know if the hype has like gone down a little bit because a lot of people have read it, but when it just released, everyone was losing their minds over it, so I'm going to be reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And I love it. I showed you this in a different video, but look how pretty. And I found out that I think these are the only editions that are gonna get sprayed edges. I think the next reprint of it, so like in a couple months, I don't think they're gonna have the sprayed edges anymore. And I know a lot of people have like the paperback version of this with no sprayed edges, so I'm kind of glad I got the hardback cover of it with the sprayed edges. I used to be such a paperback girl, and I think I'm like a mix. Like I just don't care anymore. I remember a lot of people being really upset about Happy Place being hardback. Since I switched over to more fantasy like readings, and like a lot of the fantasy books have like new releases that are coming out in this fantasy genre, I know a lot of them are hardback first and then paperback in a couple months to a year. I've kind of gotten over the hatred of hardback, so I'm just like kind of like along for the ride, so I just don't really care anymore. Starting out, I think I'm gonna switch off, so I'm gonna read a romance fantasy, because after I finish In a Jam, it's a pretty hefty book for a romance. So is this, and so is Magnolia Parks. I'm really excited to read them because I've been wanting to read them, but I wanted to wait a while to read them because I wanted to read other stuff. I didn't want to put myself into a slump and make me have to read books for a video. But here we are. I've bitten the bullet. I'm going to give you my updates about In a Jam. So I'm about 25-ish% into In a Jam. I started this last night, and so far I really like it. When I first read it, before I stopped reading and DNF'd it, I wasn't really that into it. I just knew he's a single parent, right? So I knew that going into this story, and I knew it was more like farmish, like, you know what I mean? And I like kind of live in like a rural area like that. So I was like, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of cowboys or like farm people in books because I want to get away from that in my real life. I don't really know the premise of this book. I kind of went into it blind, but right now she has to, I think this is prior knowledge, but she has to be married to save her grandma's like tulip farm, and she has to be married for like a year, I think. He's been in like love with her, I think. He's been in love with her since like high school, and she's coming back to her hometown, her high school town, and sees him again, and they're like, whoa. So that's what's happening right now. I think they're pretty cute. I don't know if they're like, nothing's like happened, but I can see the appeal, and I know that they eventually get together because it's a romance book. But yeah, that's all I have for you right now. Today's Wednesday. I just talked to you. I'm gonna make a drink, not an alcoholic drink. 19. I don't know, I just have to have something to sip on. I'm a drink girl. We're gonna make this and then we're gonna get reading. We're gonna get reading. My goal is to reach at least 60% today. I don't know. I just kind of play it by ear with romances because I sometimes am able to binge it. These are so good. They're so addictive. And this is coming from someone, I would get a venti strawberry acai like 2 to 3 times a week when I was in school. And I had like money in my school like dining account, and I would just go to Starbucks and I would get sometimes a Trenta. I think I would get a Trenta strawberry acai with lemonade. Those are like $5 each, maybe $6. I think there were $6-ish. Yeah, it was a problem. I'm gonna get to reading. I know I said it earlier, but I'm hoping to get to 60%. Maybe I won't finish it. It's a pretty long book. It's a pretty hefty romance book, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's like almost 500 pages for a romance. So I know some juicy stuff's gonna happen. So I'm excited. And yeah. Hey guys, it is now Thursday, the 18th, and I finished In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. It was like, it was way better than I expected it to be. Like, I just like went into the notion that it was just like a small town romance with like a farm, and I knew it was like farmy. One thing that was like, it was like really important to the story was Noah's niece. I think it's Jenny, but in my head, I kept on reading it as Jeannie. And I don't know, like it was like so hard to like switch off of Jeannie because I went through like 50% of the book reading as Jeannie, but I think it's Jenny with the G because her name's Imogen. I really liked it. I give it a 4 stars on Goodreads and like Storygraph and all that because it was like my favorite romance ever, but it was like pretty solid. I didn't think it had a 3rd act breakup, which is like nice if you don't want those. It was nice. It was a nice time and I liked it. It was good in the sense like I liked everybody. I liked the characters and I liked how it was like written and it was like easy to follow and understand. Caught me off guard all the time was the fact that Jenny was she's 6 years old. She's like a 1st grader and like I don't know if my comprehension of children is just not right. But I think when I think of a 6-year-old, I just don't think they can talk like fully. And Jenny was like spilling out these like full sentences, and I just don't know if I don't know kids enough. I'm like too disassociated with children that I just don't know that they can actually speak and stuff like that. But like in my mind, a 6-year-old, they can't say like the sentences that Jenny did. So after that romance, I think I'm ready to read the next hyped up book on TikTok, which is The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This had its like time in the end of like April, early May, and that's when everyone was getting it. And so I was like, okay. So I saw it, bought it. I just haven't read it yet because I've been reading other books and stuff like that. But I was a little like intimidated because the words are really small. So I was like, do I want to do that? And I think I do because I just saw a TikTok about like another TikTok. I've been recently getting more TikToks about this book now that everyone's like read it. They're doing the reviews now and they're like blah blah blah, like this is what happened, this is why I like it. And then it wasn't like a spoiler or anything like that, but it was like the nickname that I think the main guy character gives to our main character. He calls her Violence. Hey guys, it's now Friday, and I told you I started The Fourth Wing yesterday. I'm about 200-ish pages in. I'm on chapter 18, and it's getting really good. Like, I knew that there was dragons. This might be a little spoiler, but I don't think it's a spoiler. But I knew that there were gonna be dragons in this book, but like I love our main character's dragon. In this world, like, once you're bonded with a dragon, you can like kind of hear their thoughts and stuff like that, and like they can speak to you and stuff like that. I can kind of like see what the like how like some people that don't really like romance in their fantasy, like as a huge plot point, they could be a little like off-put about this. And also I think it's because even as an adult book, this reads a little more YA to me already, because I don't know, it's just the way that the story's written and stuff like that. It's also because I feel like, unlike a lot of other romances, this is only, I think, from what I've read so far, it's only one point of view, so we're only getting the thoughts and like everything about only Violet. So it's a little like, it's a little weird, and so that's why it does feel like a YA fantasy to me, even though it is marketed as like new adult fantasy or adult fantasy or whatever. So far I really like it. I can see how this is not some people's cup of tea, but I really like it. Hi guys, it's now Saturday and I finished Fourth Wing. I loved it. I think in my other clips I told you how when I was reading it, especially before I finished it, I was like, this reads really easily, and it does kind of read YA to me. Looked it up more. This is definitely new adult, so it's more like it's the in between YA and adult, so it's new adult. And so like I think it really like does have the essence of like, I don't know, it does have a YA essence, but it's just so good still at the same time, where you're like, you can't put it down. In my head, it was like kind of Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter, like imagine like everyone's in the Goblet of Fire basically, and that's what it reminded me of. They have to do like challenges and stuff like that, and it's just like, I don't know, it was just like really good. I don't think I was ever bored reading this, which is a huge plus. Because of that, I think I'm gonna give it, I already know what I'm gonna get. I gave this a 4.75. I think one thing it was missing for a 5-star essence for me. I loved the story. I loved most of the characters. And like I feel like the conflicts with other characters, it's justifiable and we know why. I think the characters that you do get to know that really well in this book, I love them. I love them all except Dane. And maybe that's because Dane was a character in The Cruel Prince that I didn't like either. So other than that, I love all the characters that Violet gets to like really know. And so yeah, that, I don't know, the friendship seems so real to me that I cried it apart. But that shouldn't surprise you guys because I cried everything, so yeah. But I think one thing I just didn't really like was about how the romance of this story, it was like a lot of like sexual tension and yearning in the beginning, and then when the couple does finally get together, you're like, duh, they finally get together. It was like such a switch, and like it really like, in my head, it didn't feel like it was like justifiable, because we're only reading this one point of view, and we're also like, it was like such a sudden shift that I was like, I don't really buy it. And then like the romance was such a forefront in the ending of the story, which I didn't see. That was like, I didn't think that was like, it didn't seem like the actual characters, but I'm not the author, so whatever. But I loved everything besides that, and I hope that the next book will be multiple point of views, because I just like think just keeping it on Violet's point of view is a little like, I'm like, can we like get some change up here? So yeah, other than that, I really loved it. Excited for November when the next book comes out, because this left off on a cliffhanger, like not a cliffhanger, I would say it's a cliffhanger. Excited for the next one. Iron Flame. Good job, Miss Yaros. Now that I'm finished with Fourth Wing, I finished it last night. I know it's like a good book when I feel like I want to keep reading. Like I want to read, like I wanted to jump into another book. So, but I was like holding off because I was like, I don't want to start my next book right now. I am going to start now at almost 2 o'clock on Saturday. Magnolia Parks. I tried to read this, DNF'd it, but we're trying again like 5 months later, because I remember I tried reading it when Magnolia Parks just like blew up on TikTok, and everyone was like, this book is so good, it's so good, and I was like, okay, I'll try reading it. Didn't work out, and now we're here, and I'm excited. Miss Sarah Caroli this is for you. Sarah, this is for you. I'm gonna just give you my thoughts as an unbiased person. I don't know, like I just love some angst. I love some angst in books, and I hope that gives that to me. And I just love crying. Also, updates, I changed my bedding. Let's get to reading. Yippee! These are spoilers. I'm reading the scene where Magnolia is like talking about where she first like found out that BJ cheated on her, and I'm listening to like the song came on this playlist that I'm listening to, Right Where You Left Me, Taylor Swift, where she was like, glass shattered on the white floor, everybody moved on, but I stayed there. I literally just started crying. I'm not even that far into the story. I'm not ready. I don't think I can do this universe. Hey guys, it's Monday the 22nd, and I've read a good chunk of Magnolia Parks. I love it. It's like such a guilty pleasure that I love it so much because it is so toxic. But I love it. Like, I love feeling the angst and I love crying. I think I've cried so much. Like, I think I cry once like every 5 chapters. Like, it's so bad, but I love crying. I'm like such an angst girl. I've annotated a lot of this, like, I don't know. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm about 320, I'm at page 326. They love each other so much, but they're so bad for each other. They like both hurt each other so much to the point it's like, oh my god, just like get it together. And like you want, like you're rooting for them to get it together, but like I don't know, like it hurts so bad, but in such a good way. And because of that, I ordered the other 3 books in the series. Yeah, I heard about how Daisy Hates is just Magnolia Parks, but in the point of view of like other characters. So it's like still the same timeline, and I thought I wouldn't really like that, but I'm kind of like, I kind of want to know. I'm really excited. I really like it. And it's actually so bad because I really like it. Yeah. Sarah Crowley was right. Sarah Crowley was right. It's so immersive. And to me, these characters feel more real than the Addicted Calloway characters. You can feel these characters. You can feel their heartache, feel their trouble. These seem like such more like real characters than the people in Addicted Calloway, to me. I think I'm probably going to finish it today or tomorrow. My other books are coming in tomorrow, so I'm excited. My contact's acting weird. Hi guys, I'm back, and I finished Magnolia Parks yesterday. It's now Tuesday, and I sobbed at the end of this. I filmed a clip of me reacting to the ending because I knew it was gonna happen because I saw Sarah's reaction to the end of this. Is something I so distinctly remember, but I watched it back. Me crying is so ugly. It's like actually so ugly that I deleted the clip off my phone. I just didn't even want to see it anymore. So you're never gonna see that. But it was really good. So heartbreaking. And because of that, and because of the angst and like how real these characters felt to me, 5 stars. 5 stars. It was just so, it was exactly what I needed. I don't know. Like, I hate BJ. I think Magnolia is just the sunshine of my life, and I just don't think I could ever hate her. What she did is not even that bad in my eyes. Like, it's bad, but it's not as bad as BJ. And I will die on that hill until I read the next one. My books are coming in this afternoon. And I was so nervous today because I have a job interview, but I literally think I was about to throw up 50 minutes ago. Yeah. But that concludes this video where I read 3 really popular books on BookTok. And let me just say, they were all pretty good. Like, they were 4 stars and above. For 3 for 3, which is like it's like pretty rare for me to like really like a BookTok book, but who am I? Who am I if not a trend follower? I'm not a trendsetter. I'm a follower. I'm a follower to my core. So I love these books. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video. It was super fun reading all these like really hyped up books on TikTok that I really just never understood the hype until now, and I understand. I understand it fully. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video. Bye guys. We're done. Bye bye bye. Bye bye.